So what exactly is resume, right? Like, so resume or CV and whatever you want to call it. So resume is nothing but it's just a complete encapsulation of what you have, your years of experience in a page or two. Okay. So whatever you've learned, okay, it doesn't matter if it's a professional experience or if it's a college project experience or if it's just your personal freelancing project experience. It really doesn't matter. So long as whatever experiences you got, you want to have that every experience to be in a single piece of paper, right? And this is the only document that your company that you're applying for will have an access to, and you will be able to interact with them directly. All the others, and especially for the masters, the ones who are going for masters, all the other documentations, whether it be letter of recommendations, whether it be your GRE TOEFL score, whether it be your grades, all of these documents are actually done by someone else, right? If there is only one document where you personally can interact with your employer, there is going to be a resume. So this is the only document which is at most important, which every company, every recruiting manager, every HR is going to be looking for, right? So now what I suggest is have different positions and all the different experiences, all the different achievements that you've got, right? For example, just to give you an example, right? For example, you've taken this internship as an experience that you want to put in the resume, right? Batch has started in June and it ended, let's say, 3 months, right? It's June, July, August. So it kind of ended in August. So it's kind of, I would say, 2 months or 3 months of resume or 3 months of internship experience, right? So what you'll be doing is you'll be starting with that, and what are the different experiences, the different achievements that you have taken, the projects that you've solved, what are the learning curves that you've got. This is the only document that you can show. And this is actually, I would say, this is the only document which both you and the companies will try to see. So how can you benefit from the company, okay, that will hire you, and how can the company benefit from hiring you out of the pool of 1,000 applications? So that's pretty much, sums it up of what is the end goal of your resume. So the thumb rules. So I'll just try to highlight the do's and the don'ts. Okay. So the do's will be, make sure you have a descending order of experience. Okay, like you start off with the latest experience, and this actually goes even more valid when you start working in company for a couple of years and then you want to go for a next company. So even for student, even the projects that you have taken in your college, it's expected for you to have a descending order. Like you start with the latest project and then go reverse. Okay. Header, as everyone knows, that's just with personal details that you have. It should include your phone number, your name, your phone number, your email address, and then LinkedIn profile. And for design engineers, they also expect a portfolio in case if there is. Okay, and then it's very important. It's very, very important to choose the right font. Some people, I've seen so many resumes. So many people have actually tried just to stick, just to make them go out of the crowd. They tried a funky font. Please don't try that, okay? Because you will be out of the crowd, but for the wrong reasons. Okay. Stick to the basics. Okay. Grammar and punctuations, they are very, very, very important. Okay. So make sure your resume is actually taken, and I always follow kind of like a 2 or 3 step rule, where once you create a resume, have it with one who's technically sound in that particular line which you are actually applying for. For example, you're applying for a mechanical design engineer. You can show that resume to a senior mechanical design engineer who's working in a company, or who is graduated and is working for a company. Someone who's come from a technical background, who will be able to understand the technical specifications and the faults in it. Okay. The other part is what people actually tend to ignore. That is completely the non-technical side. The one who actually checks the English, the grammar, the punctuation marks, the full stop. You will be surprised. I've actually seen HR rejecting resumes just because the sentences didn't have a full stop, but the others did. Okay, so that inconsistencies, that is something which they can't really tolerate, because if you can't put 2 seconds to actually proofread yourself, what makes you think that I'm going to do that for you and I can hire you? No, that's kind of like the mentality that people have. So I would make sure that like all the grammar and the punctuations that are part of your resume, they are consistent throughout your resume. Tailor your resumes based on job. Okay, so don't ever have like a single shoe fits all. don't follow that, because the companies probably won't be looking for those skill sets, or you didn't highlight those skill sets in the right format which they expect, and that's the reason why you won't get a job even though you deserve it, or probably you deserve a job at a much better company, but you just didn't because you didn't tune it or tailor it to their expectations. Okay? So what are the don'ts? So don'ts would be, don't over exaggerate. I've seen so many resumes, the ones who are just in the third year engineering, and they try to fill in a 3-page resume. Okay, I would be really honest. In India, probably they value the number of pages a little bit more, but they don't value it so much, that can justify a 3-page resume for someone who's just graduating. Okay, in US, we were told that you're supposed to have a 1-page resume, and every 5 years of experience gives you the liberty of adding 1 more page. Okay, so that's pretty much what they have as a thumb rule. 1 to 1.5 page is what is expected from someone who has a master's degree and who has a couple of projects, couple of semesters of internship. So 1.5 page, I guarantee you can fill in almost all the experiences that you have. Okay, so the main task, it's gotta be, what are the most important points which I want to highlight. Okay, so always try to go focus on that. That will actually give you more clarity on what are the most important points which I want to highlight. I want to make sure that they read this. Don't cluster everything. I'll be brutally honest here. The person who's going to be having your resume, a hiring manager, do you think he's going to have the time of reading your 3 or 4 page of resume? No. All he does is he'll just take a glance, go and spend more than 20 seconds. And your job is to make him read your resume more than 20 seconds, because he saw something and he's interested in knowing more. Okay, so don't cluster it, because he's just going to lose the focus and he's not going to concentrate more onto that. Because that's the thumb rule. And don't just add lines. This is something which I explained it, but don't just add lines just to fill in space.